You're listening to Your Calm Parenting Path. I'm your host Nina, a mindful parenting coach and mum, here to help you go from overwhelmed and reactive to calm, confident and connected with your kids. This show is for parents who want to raise their children with more patience, less stress and a whole lot more joy. Because small shifts make a big impact and you can build the parenting life you've always wanted. If you want to see what I'm up to, follow me on Instagram at Mindful Parenting Lifestyle, and don't forget to hit follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's get started. Hello, lovely listeners. This week's episode is a little different to usual. It's not a list of tips or a lesson on parenting strategies. It's a real, honest look at what so many of you are feeling. Because I see you, I hear you, and I've been listening. Over the past few months, I've spoken with heaps of mums through market research, coaching calls, and chatting to mums I meet at school or at networking events. And I've heard the same themes over and over again. It doesn't matter how old your kids are, how many days you work, or how many systems you've tried to set up, this parenting juggle is a lot. So today, I want to name the 4 big challenges that I've heard again and again, and then we'll talk through about what could actually help, not to fix you because you're not broken, but to support you. The first challenge that I hear a lot is the invisible mental load. You are carrying everything: appointments, activities, shopping lists, meal planning, who needs new shoes, who hasn't pooped in 3 days. Your brain is constantly juggling tabs and they never close. Even when you're resting, your mind is still solving problems or remembering someone else's needs. One mum said, "I have to remember everything. Everything just relies on me remembering everything." You remember what's in the fridge, what form needs to go back, who's outgrown their socks, and when you're the one noticing and holding it all in, even rest doesn't feel restful. The second challenge is that you have no space to regulate yourself. You know what you'd like to do in tricky parenting moments? Pause, take a breath, respond with calm. But the reality is that you're already maxed out. There's no space between the trigger and the reaction. Your body is wired and your brain is on edge. As one mum said, "I don't feel like I have time to just stop and breathe and think and then come up with a response." So let me tell you, you're not lacking discipline or tools, you're lacking capacity. When you're depleted, it's near impossible to be mindful. And it's not your fault. It's what happens when your own nervous system is stuck in survival mode. The third challenge that I see a lot is the pressure to do it all well. This one came through loudly. You're expected to be present and engaged with your kids, excel at work, keep your house running, maintain friendships, feed everybody healthy meals, stay across school admin, and somehow also be grateful for it all. Someone shared, "You feel like you're not doing anything very well and that you're letting down your children or your family or yourself." And the pressure, it's unsustainable. It's no wonder you feel overwhelmed. The bar keeps moving and the rest always feels just out of reach. The final challenge that I see a lot is that you're still the default even if you have support. So even in homes where partners are helpful, the emotional labour still often falls on mums. You're the one who notices what's needed, who reminds, who coordinates, who follows up. I heard this a lot. "He's very happy to help out, but I've got to ask him to do it. It's like I still have to think of it." Being the default parent is draining. It makes you feel like the responsibility is endless. And even when you're getting help, you're still holding the weight. So there are our 4 challenges. And what I'd like to talk about next is what can actually help you without adding more to what you're already doing. So firstly, I'm going to talk about slowing down. I'm going to talk about slowing down, why it matters, even when it's impossible. And I know what you're thinking. Slow down? Are you joking? I can't even go to the loo by myself. But please hear me out. Slowing down doesn't mean doing less. It doesn't mean doing more. It means shifting your internal pace. Here's an analogy that I love. Imagine your stress level on a scale from 1 to 10. If you live most of your life at a level 6, it doesn't take much to push you to a 9 or a 10, and that's when the yelling happens. That's when everything feels too much. But if you can bring your baseline down to maybe a 2 or a 3, you build in buffer space. That means that when your child spills their milk, or your toddler refuses to put their shoes on, or even if your partner forgets to do that one thing that you've been asking, you have more patience, more empathy, more choice about how you react. So what kind of things help to bring that baseline down? I have a heap of suggestions here, and this isn't an all or nothing approach. Have a listen, take what serves you, and leave the rest out. So one thing you could do is to pause in the car for 3 deep breaths once the kids are strapped in before you drive off. You could take a few extra moments in the shower to really feel the water on your skin and smell the conditioner in your hair. You might want to rub in hand moisturizer throughout the day, noticing the sensation as you do it, how it feels, smells, and the warmth of your hand. What about sitting down and doing absolutely nothing while the kettle boils instead of rushing to squeeze in one more task? You might like to watch your children play without saying a word. Just watch them and be fully present. Grounding practices can be really helpful. So this is things like stopping to put your hand on your heart, perhaps noticing 3 things around you, or standing barefoot outside. Why not try letting the house be messy and choosing to rest instead? Slowing down might mean waking your kids with a cuddle instead of an order to get out of bed. Sitting with your coffee before checking your phone. Or speaking one sentence at a time instead of just barking a list. Now, there's quite a lot there, and you might think, but Nina, you're giving me more things to do. But most of these things you're already doing. I'm just inviting you to do them slower. It's about presence, not perfection. And every time you choose to slow down, even a little, you model that to your kids and you create space for calm. The second suggestion I have for you is to remember that communication creates cooperation. When you're burnt out, it's easy to default to barking orders or snapping. But connection is the foundation of cooperation. That's why one of the best shifts you can make is choosing connection before correction, or even connection before demand. Try starting with how you feel instead of what they should do. So, for example, I'm feeling a bit frazzled right now. Can we slow down together? Or, I love how into your game you are and we need to get ready for school. Can we work as a team? Or, I'm feeling really tired. I'd love a hand getting the table set. When you name your internal state, it invites empathy. It shows your child that feelings matter and that you're on the same side. And when you listen to their feelings, underneath the whinging or the defiance, you're offering them the very thing that they need to settle, which is connection. So these aren't magical fixes, but they can shift the energy, and over time, they build trust, safety, and real cooperation. So I have a tiny action for you to take home. I know I said there wouldn't be a to-do thing, but I do think this is an easy one that you can do this week. If you can, right now, or as soon as you can after listening to this episode, place your hand on your chest. Ask yourself, how am I really feeling? What do I need right now? What can I let go of? Please let this moment be enough. And before we finish, let's circle back to those 4 challenges I shared earlier. Firstly, the invisible mental load. Then, no space to regulate yourself. The pressure to do it all well, and being the default even with support. If you're listening right now and thinking, wow, this is me, I want to remind you, these are not signs that you're failing. They're signs that you're carrying too much, often without recognition or rest. And while we can't wave a wand and remove these pressures, we can build in systems, strategies, and support that soften the load. You deserve that. You deserve to feel held even while you're holding everyone else. Now, if this episode has struck a chord, I'd love to offer you something special, just for listeners of your Calm Parenting Path. I'm opening up a few spots for free 30-minute sessions where we can chat about whatever's feeling hardest for you right now. You'll walk away with clarity, support, and 1 or 2 simple strategies tailored to your family. Now, these sessions aren't listed on the website, they're just for you, so head to the link in my show notes for more information. Thank you for joining me on your Calm Parenting Path. Whether you're listening on the school run or hiding in the pantry, know this. You're doing better than you think, you're enough, and you're certainly not alone. Speak soon. Thanks for listening to Your Calm Parenting Path. I am so glad you're here, and I hope this episode gave you something useful to take into your parenting journey. If you'd like to dive deeper, sign up to my mailing list at mindfulparentinglifestyle.com.au for more tips and insights, or book a free chat to learn how we can work together. And don't forget to hit follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. I look forward to speaking with you next time on Your Calm Parenting Path.